Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if you are new to my channel and you see my face for the first time, my name is Adaeze, an international student in Germany. In this channel, I share tips that help students to stand out in both national and international applications. I also spice this channel up by sharing my tour vlogs and my lifestyle here in Germany. If this sounds interesting to you, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video like this. In today's video, I'll be sharing 10 important documents you need for your scholarship applications. These documents can also serve if you want to go for personal funding. If this sounds interesting to you, stick to the end of this video because I have some bonus tips at the end. So let's go! The first document you need for your application is your international passport. This is your identity. It shows your country, your name, and specific details about you. Most applications, what they need is your biodata page. This page contains your passport and your details. So all you need to do is to scan this page and submit. Some applications need it at the beginning while some at the end. But in any case, it's advisable that you get it now so that you are open to any application, both the ones that require it at the beginning and those that require it at the end. Make your budget, plan towards it, and moreover, the validity is really long. For Nigeria, it's like 5 years, about 5 years. So if you get it now, it will serve you for the next 5 years before it expires. The second document you need is your higher education transcript. This is the document that shows the different courses you did in your undergraduate studies and your grades in these courses. There is need for you to submit this document because it helps the reviewers to know how good you are and how you performed in your previous studies. This document has different one. There is the official copy and the student copy. The official copy is needed when your school, your previous school, needs to send your transcript to the new school. In this case, all you need to do is to tell your school and then send them the email address of the new school so that the school will send it officially to them. While in most cases, you are required to have your student copy so that you can use it for the different applications you want to do. That you can have it on your system, and anytime you want to submit your application, you just upload it and submit. It is important to note that your transcript must be signed and stamped with your school logo. It should be official. It should look authentic. This brings us to the third document, which is your higher education certificate. This can be your degree certificate or your HND certificate. This shows the final grade you came out with from your previous study. If you are still in final year and you don't have this document, make sure you go through the requirements and know if you can submit this document later on, because some applications can give you the grace to apply without it, and then the condition is you must have this certificate before the commencement of your new studies. So in any case, make sure you read the requirements and know the conditions so that you will know if you can apply as a final year student or you need to wait to obtain your degree certificate. And this is also applicable to your transcript. If you can submit it like that, that means what you need to do is apply for your transcript from your first year to your penultimate year so that you can submit it. Then when it's complete, you can now submit it to the scholarship body. The fourth document is your high school diploma. This is the certificate that shows your grades in the different subjects you did in your high school. For scholars in Nigeria, this is also your secondary school leaving certificate. That is your WAEC. This is not that copy you print from online. No, it is the one you obtain from your secondary school. So if you don't have your high school diploma right now, apply to your secondary school and get this certificate. The fifth document is your curriculum vitae. This is the document that shows your personality, your personal details, your academic details, your skills, your hobbies, your leadership skills, your professional affiliates, your referees, and your voluntary activities. If you don't have a CV now, start creating one now. It's advisable that you have a draft so that whenever you want to make an application, you go through the requirements of that application and know the key details you will include in your CV. Some applications require one format or the other. So in any case, your draft will help you to come up with the final required CV you need. Stay tuned in this channel because I'm going to share some important tips you should consider while writing your CV and the different types of CV you may be required to provide during your application process. The sixth document is your letter of motivation. Many applications call it different names. Some call it personal statement, statement of purpose, or letter of motivation. In any case, they are the same thing. In this document, you write the key motivation for your studies, why you want to undergo the studies, what motivated you, what are your goals, what are your objectives, what are your short-term career plan, what are your long-term career plan. All those things are things you put together. Even your academic achievements, these are the things you put in your letter of motivation. It's very important you tell your story in your own way because it makes you different from the other scholar, and your letter of motivation should be convincing enough to tell this selection body or the reviewers to take you and not the other student. In this channel, so I will try and show you different letters of motivation and how you can write this letter of motivation or personal statement. This brings us to the seventh document, which is recommendation letter. This is where another person plays a role in your selection for a scholarship. In most applications, you may be required to submit 2 recommendation letters, and in some applications, all you need to do is to submit the email addresses of your recommenders. Then the scholarship body will send email to these people with a form that they need to fill with specific details about you. So there is need for you to tell your recommenders before you put in their name so that they will be aware and be prepared. And also make sure you give them like a month's notice before the deadline of your scholarship, because there are some cases whereby the recommender was so busy that he couldn't recommend a student, and this made the student to miss out the opportunity. So there is need for you to tell your recommenders and also give them an early notice. It's important to know that if you're already working, you can use your employer as a recommender and then use your thesis supervisor or a professor in your former institution as your recommender. But if you are a student and you have not started working, you can use 2 people in your institution as your recommenders, maybe your thesis supervisor and a professor in your institution. In any case, tell them before you use them in your applications. The eighth document you need is your language proficiency. This is the document that shows your proficiency level in languages, especially the language that is used for your program. If it is for English language proficiency, you can write IELTS or TOEFL. Note, the IELTS you need is academic IELTS. This certificate or this certificate shows your proficiency level in writing, reading, speaking, and listening. If you don't have this certificate and the application requires it, all you need to do is to register for the exam and prepare for it. There is need for you to prepare very well in these exams and have a good score, because most applications have a benchmark. Some will say 6.5 and above, 7.0 and above. In any case, make sure you have a very high score. 8.0 is not bad. Try and get it and then use it for your applications. In most cases, the application may say you should may not necessarily need IELTS or TOEFL. If it is not strictly stated that you should submit your IELTS or your TOEFL, you can submit a proficiency certificate from your university. This is a document from your school that shows that you were taught and being examined in English language. This can also serve. But in any case, IELTS or TOEFL is stated that you need an official proficiency result, then you need to take these exams. All you need to do is to plan, make your budget, and then register for the exam and prepare. Also, if it is for Spanish speaking countries, you may be required to submit DELE, or if it is for French speaking, DAF or DELF, or if it is for German speaking courses, you may be required to submit a test, your test DAF result. So in any case, know the requirements for that particular program and then work accordingly. Stay tuned in this channel because I'll also share some tips of how I passed my IELTS, the tips that work for me. This brings us to the 9th document, which is your standardized test score. This is your result in some standardized exams such as GRE, ACE, or SAT, depending on the one the program requires. So you need to read the requirement details and then know the one you need to write. In most cases, some schools waive it, but if you are required to write it, all you need to do is to register and write the exam. It's also important to note that the higher your score, the better your chances. So for any exam you're going into, make sure you have the highest possible score. I've come to the 10th document, which is the program-specific application form. This is the form you fill on the portal, or in most cases you download it and fill it and then submit it back on the portal. In any case, you need to fill this form diligently. Make sure that the details in this form are the same in your CV and other documents, because it's simply a repetition of some key details about sure the dates, the names, and everything you put tallies with what is in other documents. While filling your application form, make sure you fill the details with asterisks, because in most cases you may not be able to submit the document without these details being provided. Cross-check thoroughly before you submit this application form. Now let's go to our bonus tips. Bonus tip number 1 is, if you are working, there may be need for you to provide your work certificate. This is simply a document being given to you by your employer showing the date you were employed and in which capacity you're serving the company. If your application requires it, all you need to do is to tell your employer to give you an employment letter so that you can submit for that. Some application may require confirmation of study leave. This is a letter written by your employer to the scholarship body telling them that you are permitted to travel for your studies. The next bonus tip is, if you are going for research-based masters or PhD, there is need for you to have a research proposal. If you don't have a research proposal, start to write one now. The third bonus tip is, if you are going for art-related courses, there may be need for you to submit your portfolio. So if you don't have a portfolio, start to create one now, so that you will not be taken unawares whenever you want to start your application. The last bonus tip, which is from me to you watching this video, is these documents. Make sure you clearly scan them, label them properly, and then save them on your drive or on your iCloud or your Google Drive, but save them online, because I've seen some cases where a student, during the application, the system crashed and there is no way he or she can obtain the document, and it's annoying. So save these things on cloud so that whenever you need to submit, you can go online, download these documents, and then submit it. It is important for you to label these documents properly. I have seen a situation where a student submitted CV in place of letter of motivation, or the person submitted transcript in place of degree certificate. So please, if you are watching this video right now, save your documents online. save it online. You can save yourself from some unforeseen circumstances. We have come to the end of this video. Thank you if you have watched me to this point. Share it to your friends who you think that needs this information. If you have a question, put it in the comment section. I will always reply to all your comments, and stay tuned for other videos. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.